Simon and I's friends.
Hello.
Has anyone heard of VoiceOver? This is VoiceOver. It's standard on all iOS devices and allows people who can't see to use their smartphones. Yes, you have it on yours. When you have time, click General, click Settings, click Accessibility. The reason I know about it is that for 18 years I was a guide dog mobility instructor with guide dogs for the blind. Anyway, perhaps I should stop being lazy and start presenting. Text field. Tap to edit. VoiceOver off.
Turn it off. That's called VoiceOver, and it's on all your phones. If you've got a Samsung, it's called TalkBack. It's how people with disabilities can access their phones. If you go into your phone, don't do it now, do it later, and go to General, Settings, Accessibility, there is a whole raft of things that you can use within there. And it's interesting because most developers don't use that stuff. In fact, most people don't use that stuff, but people with disability are using that stuff. And we'll all know about the things that's happening in the world of prosthesis right now, but it's not just prosthetic, there's an underground. Those tortoises that we were aware of when we were little kids, hearing of the hare and the tortoise, well, those tortoises right now are strapping on jetpacks, and they will be overtaking us very quickly because their lives are being made way more simple with technology like this. And I was a guide dog mobility instructor for 18 years. This is me looking very relaxed and cool and trendy and Oakleys and cheap Oakleys.
And no beard.
And no beard, yeah. It's kind of ruined all the continuity of my photographs. But this chap here is Murray Jenkins and his dog, Pilot, I forget all the names. I know the people, don't know the dogs. He is coming to a curb edge, as you can see there. He's arrived at the curb edge and he's waiting to cross the road. And he then has to go back to the pedestrian crossing and he has to press the button before he then can wait for the beep, 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 beep and cross the road. But it's so far away. And what Murray is going to do when he gets to the curb edge is he's going to go looking for it. And what's going to happen there, and Murray's not going to do that because he's not stupid, somebody else might go all the way out here because it's a narrow, flush curve. That's why people don't like shared streets if you've ever heard of shared streets. So it's nearly impossible for him to use it, but we install the green man. Tactile cones underneath every single box. That cone's going round, you can hear it on my nail. And people who are blind hold on to that, and if there's no audible signal, they know when the green man is on. Can Murray use that? No, of course he can't, because you've got to find it. Then when he's holding on to it, he then knows the green man is on, but he's already lost his orientation because he's already looking in the wrong direction. He's then got to get back to the curb edge, work out where straight is, after the cars have stopped moving, so he's already lost his orientation. Then he's got to work out where straight is, and then he's got to cross the road. Then he's got to try and stay in between these little silver dots that you always see, because that's his tactile guide to let him know he's not veering off. So people don't use them, and yet we install them on every single crossing. The hardware for that tactile cone costs £500. Every single pedestrian crossing? There's something that doesn't work? Really stupid, really stupid. So 18 years as a guide dog mobility instructor, I'm walking around going, that doesn't work. Why would we use that? And then when I really started studying it and thinking, maybe that's a way of doing this, I found out that the people who installed them didn't know it wasn't working. And I started a company at that point, working for Guide Dogs for Blind. The only reason I started the company was going to get help from Business Gateway. But that was a real challenge because I had to do a full-time job whilst trying to find money. If only Civtech had been around at that point, I could have had some help, but they weren't. I won a competition called Edinburgh Apps, which was the first one, if anybody's heard of it. And it was the first civic challenge there was in Edinburgh, and I was able to get a little bit of help from that. We now have 6 of these in Edinburgh, and they're all going to be installed in Largs, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But let me just show you some of the reasons why this is a massive problem. Everywhere you go, everywhere you go. Now, nobody here knows about it. I guarantee you, I was stood in front of a traffic symposium of 150 traffic engineers, and none of them knew about it. Really crazy. So, what if we could press the button at the pedestrian crossing with a smartphone or indeed an Apple Watch? Would that make life a little bit easier? So we did it. That's a pedestrian crossing. Put a little bit of hardware in here. Whoops. Don't turn that one on.
Notes, voiceover off.
Okay, so we all know that people who are blind can use the phone. Because if I hadn't have done that bit there, everybody would be like, how does a blind person use the phone? Anyway, you know they can now. So if we go to the pedestrian crossing here, and I press start, and I'm walking along the street, that will eventually find a pedestrian crossing, because technology works like that. First time that's ever worked. Alan, how many times does that work? 100% of the time.
99% of the time.
Now 99.9999% of the time. So let me just start it again.
Not to believe you, Simon, but that's the first time my video didn't work as well.
Yeah, my phone is having connectivity issues.
Are we being attacked by a foreign power right now? Everybody else, check your phones.
I think I blame GCHQ. They must be
It's
intercepting.
IBM, maybe. Okay, right, so we've seen it's found the crossing. I just restarted it. Okay, now if I press the button on here, and we can set it so it's automatic. But if I press the button, just press the button on the pedestrian crossing. So if that goes in my pocket, if I now put that onto automatic, let's just able to do it every 5 seconds. Okay, and I'll just put that there. If I'll put it in my pocket, make it easier. I'll come over here. So anybody who comes up the curb, put the crossing in, like Murray was doing, get to the curb edge, they just wait, button gets pressed. You'll see that cycling in a couple of minutes' time. Yeah? Cool. You don't have to clap, that was me. No. I went like that and it made a clapping sound. I thought, damn, that looks like I'm looking for a clap. But I wasn't. Right, so healthcare workers, they work in hospitals and they work in people's homes. Guide dog mobility instructors walk from the person's home to the healthcare centre with the person with the disability. Who else does that? Some occupational therapists, maybe people working with wheelchair users, but the majority of healthcare workers work on A and B. Not many do the bit between A and B. So I was doing the bit between A and B, and I was seeing not just that, but a few other things that were going on. Now, if we just look at the small video that the BBC did on us last year, we'll see initially the stuff with the pedestrian crossing, but then you'll see the other stuff that we've started doing, having recognised a problem. Hopefully there's some sound as well.
Pressing a button to cross a road isn't hard, unless you can't reach it or seek to find it.
One of the difficulties I have with pedestrian crossings is sometimes getting close to the pole. Very often they're very much to the side and difficult to reach. There's one that I use occasionally where you've almost got to go into the bushes at the side before you could reach the button. Being able to come up to the crossing without having to get close to the pole would be an advantage for me.
So when you approach the crossing with this in your pocket working independently, it will just press the button for you.
A company in Edinburgh called Neatebox has developed a way of activating crossings via a smart device. The invention was developed by a former guide dog instructor who realised how difficult it was for disabled people to press the button.
It's really very simple. The person approaches the pedestrian crossing, the mobile phone which is running the application is in their pocket, and it recognises the crossing and presses the button for them. The person then just waits for the audible signal and crosses the road. We install hardware into every single pole, every single box at the crossing. That sends out a signal, the mobile phone communicates with that, totally independently of the person, and it's all happening in the background.
For someone who's totally blind like me, who can see absolutely nothing, a big open space like this one can be very confusing, particularly when you're trying to find the reception. It's hoped that the same technology could alert staff if a disabled person needs help.
Hi, Ian.
Yes?
I'm Stacey, welcome to Overburn.
Oh, hi,
Yes, that's fine.
We install our beacons inside the entrance to these buildings. As soon as the person gets close to the beacon, their phone interacts with that, and then their phone interacts with the reception or the customer service team. So it's very simple, they know the person's arrived.
This is the first personalised pedestrian crossing in the world, and it's here in Edinburgh. The challenge now for Gavin and his Neatebox is to persuade local authorities and businesses to install his invention. Ian Hamilton, reporting Scotland, Edinburgh.
So this was last March, I think, and we got approached by Transerve. Transerve said we'd like you to install that in Largs. They said we just want 2, and then they came back to us 2 weeks later and said, could you do the whole of Largs? And we said, yeah, no problem at all. So the whole of Largs is going to have this kit installed. So the people of Largs will be able to use it. It is going to be, imagine a smart town instead of a smart city. It might even make more sense trying to be smart in a town, maybe even a village, than trying to be smart in a city. So Largs will be the first. But you'll notice the other thing in there, which was the app for people who needed customer service. Because what we've really done is press the button with the phone. Well, if what we can do is send a signal with the phone using Bluetooth energy, because you heard beacons, BLE 4.0, if we can send a signal, we can send a signal to the customer service team of a person arriving in a building. And if we can do that, we can inform the customer service team of the needs of the person with disability. Now, there are 11 million people in the United Kingdom who have disability, 11 million people with disability right now, but by, what's the figure?
It's 13 million, almost 10% of the population in the UK currently.
Yeah, so if you think about population going up to 50 million or whatever it might be, I don't know how it's going up. We all know that people with LV is going up all the time, and age and disability are directly linked. So this is only going to get worse. But if we've got people going into buildings and spending money and wanting to get good customer service, we need them to have better customer service. So next week we're launching Welcome. Welcome is an app that a person with disability downloads. They walk into a building that's using our device. It's a subscription service, costs between £20 and £40 a month. We're going to be installing it with IBM. I haven't spoken yet, but they can stretch to £40 a month. So then the people in the building know the person, they know the disability, they see a photograph of the person, and then they can interact with that person and give them better service. And we're installing this with, who can I tell? Who am I actually have to say this? RBS, Royal Bank of Scotland are going to be installing this at Gogarburn with an aim to maybe putting it in other branches. I'm asking Alan because he knows of the NDAs. Yeah. Okay. Edinburgh Airport are going to be installing it for PRMs, people who are restricted mobility. Falkirk Wheel is installing it. In fact, Alan installed it 2 days ago. The Kelpies are installing it. Sensory Centre, Forth Valley Sensory Centre, and we've got some pretty serious proposals in with very, very large organisations, not just those small ones. And the potential is for this overnight to get really quite big because we're driving up to speed. So the idea is in the future that the person with disability can actually recommend the places they want it to be installed. It's called Welcome. It's going to be free. Doesn't cost a penny to the people that download the app, and their lives will be improved dramatically by being able to use this kind of service. Thank you very much.